And then at the start of the year, I really wanted to travel more as well. But I had a feeling in my body, especially after Kundalini, I had a feeling that I needed to stay in Melbourne, that I actually needed to be planting some roots here, which relates like having more of a physical presence. But I could tell that there was something else, which I, would see later was DJing, like music. But I could tell that I needed to stay in Melbourne. And I remember like January, February, I was so frustrated by this. I really wanted to go on another road trip. But I said, okay, if I'm not meant to travel, if I need to be here, if I'm recovering from Kundalini, I can't be pushing myself. What else can I do? And I thought, okay, can I bring the adventure to me? Can I live and breathe this adventure that I so desire? Can I live and breathe that here and now in this present moment? And then this year has been fucking wild. Like, I entered that DJ competition, Yorkshire. I entered that just for fun. I thought it would be fun. I thought I have space for this. The DJ competition was serious. There was so much manifestation energy while I was in that competition. And at first, I was sort of umming and ahhing about accepting it. Like, do I go with the flow? And then I was like, what am I doing? I've always loved music. I used to do musical theater. I used to sing. And now this opportunity has fallen into my lap. Like, I manifested this. I did. Why would I deny this manifestation that's just been presented to me? And so, of course, I accepted. So I made... What is reality really made of? I'm your host, Carla, and welcome to Cosmic Matter, the podcast where we explore what it means to be human, with our ability to heal and transform, the power of love, and our connection to the divine. This is for anyone who realizes that there is so much more to our existence. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the last episode of Cosmic Matter for 2024. I genuinely didn't know if I would have the time, space, or energy to record this episode, so I'm really happy to be sitting here now because I wanted to give a little bit of a recap of everything that happened for me this year, just the main points, obviously, not literally everything. Because this year was so eventful and it was so unexpected because I obviously got into music and I started DJing and then that was doing really well and all of a sudden I had all of these gigs, which was amazing. But I learned so much about myself in that process, what I like, what I don't like, and it sort of brought me back to myself as well. So I just wanted to dive into that. Maybe you will relate to my journey, which I would love to hear about if you do. And, moving forward, I feel, as always, a massive elevation in my teachings. So I did ask myself, what's the point of this episode today? Is it important? Is it relevant for me to share my personal journey? Does anybody care? Why? Why would I share this? But I do feel in my soul that so much of my teachings comes from my lived experience and my journey, and that it is important for me to share that. For other people, maybe they can podcast or, record a video and just have one clear, concise message. But a part of my journey and how I teach and the way that I attract people in as well, what I love to do is to share, to talk, to storytell, to communicate. So that's why I'm here today to record this. I am still going to try and keep it concise. And I keep things concise in other ways. Like when I record to Instagram and stuff, I can get to the point. But anyway, here we are. This is my podcast, so I can do whatever I want. It's art. So yeah, this year had so many ups and downs. As you know, if you've been watching my podcast for a while, I did experience my Kundalini awakening in January, and this was a massive curveball. It was really difficult to integrate. the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to me, but I would be lying if I said it was smooth sailing. My Kundalini awakening was extremely hard. And when that happened, it sort of, shattered all illusions and shattered my ego. And being here on planet Earth, it made it difficult to be here for a while. And it was then really hard to show up, like for work. Even though I don't really consider this work, it is my work. And that was a strange feeling because I wanted to hold space for people more than ever, because if I was able to hold space for someone to be fully present in the moment, like engaging and connecting and being together, like helping someone, that was really grounding for me. And I realized how much I actually need that. Like, I love being busy helping people. It keeps me sane, it really does. And I've heard this before about healers, like they don't just heal for themselves, like it's actually like a driving force, something that needs to be done. So I really wanted to be holding space for people to be present, but at the same time, I couldn't force content or mass produce content. I could not hold a course. Like I did not have the energy to create a course, to advertise a course, to launch a course, all of that stuff. So this year it's like I was really forced to just trust the essence of who I am is enough. And just the energy of who I am is enough, that is still going to draw people to me. And as hard as that was to really surrender into that, and to let go of all of these things I was supposed to be doing to like advertise my business, it was also a massive relief because it was something I have been working on for years. Like, I have always wanted time freedom. In my old fitness business, I was working so hard. I was doing sales calls. I was doing DM outreach. I was messaging strangers, like chasing sales, so much chasing, making content every single day. And I knew that was wrong then. Like, it was 2021 where I was like, no more. And it's then taken years to like consistently release any expectations or limitations that I put onto my work. So at first it was like, okay, no paid advertising. Can I just do organic marketing instead? Okay, no more sales calls. Can I just make sales like in the DMs or through my website? And then it's like, okay, maybe no more posting every day. Can I post once a week? And it's like, I've been consistently reducing that workload. So this year, after Kundalini, especially when I experienced the like abundance being everything, the true nature of everything, I just knew in my body, if I simply just do what is right for me and I do what feels good, I will be supported. So I stopped pushing. It was hard. It was challenging. There was mental challenges to sit in that, but I did it, Yeah, okay. So that was Kundalini. That was one aspect of it. I then just wanted to focus, on my actual craft and developing what it is that I do. So I focused, on my healing sessions and my readings. And I think I wanted to take a break from specifically business coaching because I was really tired of talking about it. And I think I had to sit with my own self-doubt in business. I sort of, I had my own vulnerabilities, like, okay, I still live with my parents. Like, am I qualified to say anything if I still live with my parents? Does that make me a fraud? Does that mean that I don't know what I'm doing? And I also realized, I think I've spoken about this before, I realized I was sort of just teaching things that I had been taught. Obviously, I have experience in business as well, but I just realized I needed to create my own teachings. And yes, I had integrated my own experience through my work, but I needed to, just really cultivate my own teachings. And I think I was seeing this reflected back to me, especially in social media, where I would look at other business coaches advertising themselves. And you could see that their business solely relied on people signing up to be successful. It was like, you know, you'd see coaches be like, I make 100K a month. Oh, my dog is sleeping. Baxter, please don't snore or I'll put you out. Sorry. I would see other business coaches that are like, oh, I made 100K a month. And then they would say that they had, you know, 50K a month clients, or like really big paying clients. And I was, just seeing it so often. And it was like, well, then your success is dependent on people signing up and paying that. Like your success, it didn't actually feel like they had the teachings to back up that sort of value. And then I was reflecting and seeing that in myself, like, am I really worth what I'm charging? And yeah, do I have my own unique teaching? Like, is it worthwhile coming to me? So I wanted to focus on, my healing sessions and my readings to master that magnetism, to master the actual thing that I do before telling other people what to do. So yeah, that was challenging as well in a different way, because I decided then to open up an in-person healing space, the room that I'm in right now, to help people face to face. And I realized I had some fears around doing that it's, in a way it was like easier to do them online where it was less personal, whereas having people in your physical space, you have to hold space in a different way. You know, it's the same, but it's not. But it also, in doing that, allowed me to explore my healing abilities, because I am a healer, like I am, and I am intuitive. And I have obviously training to back that up, but I also have this intuition to guide me. So having people in my physical space allowed me to explore that. And it was really beautiful. I was able to use music in the healing. I was able to use my hands to shift energy, being guided by my intuition. I was able to use physical touch, depending on the person, to help to release that energy, to help connect them to their bodies. And now that it's been a full year of that, seeing people in person and online, I actually don't feel attached to seeing people face to face anymore. I think it genuinely is just as powerful to see people online. But now I know that I can do that I am capable of that. And that was beautiful in other ways, because this year I wanted to also increase my physical presence. So instead of just being online, which was starting to feel a little bit hollow and almost like I was talking to the same people all the time, I wanted to have a physical presence as well, to be known in my local community, to be accessible with the people that are here, and to be making change with the people that I actually see day to day. And I feel so proud to say that I actually, I really did that. I hosted free meditations in the park for my local community, and I met some really beautiful people. I did my ecstatic dance event. I did an art event. Obviously I was DJing as well, and DJing, I literally did have a really big physical presence. And then those people were coming and booking sessions for healing as well. So it was really interesting to say, I want to show up more physically, and then the ways that actually happened. Okay, so my Kundalini awakening totally changed how I work, had to deeply, deeply trust what was right for me, doing more physical work as well as still showing up online. And then at the start of the year, I really wanted to travel more as well. But I had a feeling in my body, especially after Kundalini, I had a feeling that I needed to stay in Melbourne, that I actually needed to be planting some roots here, which relates like having more of a physical presence. But I could tell that there was something else, which I, would see later was DJing, like music. But I could tell that I needed to stay in Melbourne. And I remember like January, February, I was so frustrated by this. I really wanted to go on another road trip. But I said, okay, if I'm not meant to travel, if I need to be here, if I'm recovering from Kundalini, I can't be pushing myself. What else can I do? And I thought, okay, can I bring the adventure to me? Can I live and breathe this adventure that I so desire? Can I live and breathe that here and now in this present moment? And then this year has been fucking wild. Like, I entered that DJ competition, Your Shot. I entered that just for fun. I thought it would be fun. I thought I have space for this. The DJ competition was serious. There was so much manifestation energy while I was in that competition. And at first, I was sort of umming and ahhing about accepting it. Like, do I go with the flow? And then I was like, what am I doing? I've always loved music. I used to do musical theater. I used to sing. And now this opportunity has fallen into my lap. Like, I manifested this. I did. Why would I deny this manifestation that's just been presented to me? And so, of course, I accepted. So I made, a new Instagram account for music. I started creating content for music. I started sharing who I am in regards to music and how much it means to me and how beautiful it was to be back doing music. And all of that was so beautiful. Such an integration for me, like reclaiming a part of myself that had sort of been dormant or like forgotten. And I'm not sure if I've spoken about this on the podcast yet, but in the process of the DJ competition, I met a lot of producers, a lot of people that record music. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to like sing on some tracks later? Like I could work with a producer later. We could make a song together. And something just clicked for me. Like, why would I sing sometime in the future, like later? I'm in this competition right now. Maybe I should show people what I'm capable of right now. So then I decided to add singing to my DJ set, which I think I was the only person that did. Yeah, I think I was the only person that added singing to my DJing. And it was so beautiful. So my DJ set, it was mostly techno, heavy techno, but I also had like a trance song, a pop song. And I decided to end my set with a hymn. So I've been saying this whole time, with music, even though I love electronic music, it still has to have feeling and emotion and healing behind it. So I decided to end my DJ set with a hymn that was all about love. And as I was putting this DJ set together, I realized that hymn was in the same key as a trance song, which I had earlier on in my set. And the trance song had a really long introduction. So I decided to sing the hymn over this trance song, like halfway through, so that then the hymn was, in the set twice, but with a totally different backing. And anyway, I was like, I'm a creative genius. And it was so fun, but it was so authentic to me. And then doing the performance on the day, singing, I told all my friends what the lyrics were, so they were singing along with me, like from the crowd. Yeah, it was so authentic to me, and it just felt beautiful to create real art. And I've been using the word artist for a while. Like, I think that all of my work is creative, all of my content is creative. But to create music, to sing, to share my love and joy on stage was so powerful. And it was something like I really didn't expect that. When I asked at the start of the year, like, oh, maybe some more music, that would be nice, I did not expect to get into a DJ competition. Anyway, so that was fun. That was really beautiful. Right, okay. So I guess what happened after that? After that competition, I just started literally getting gigs. I just met the right people at the right time. I met people at house parties who introduced me to like DJ organizers, and then they would give me a gig at a bar, and then a friend would organize a gig and they would give me a gig. And what was really cool about that process is I got to live and breathe everything that I know about manifestation. Like I got to live and breathe it with something that I was really detached from. Because I love music. It was really beautiful to be doing music and performing again. But I've said this whole time, I'm not trying to do it for the validation. I don't need to perform to know that I can do it, you know? And I've been saying the whole time as well, through the whole competition, my thing is healing. So even when I play music, it's about the healing. I'm not trying to be the world's most famous DJ. So anyway, I got to practice living and breathing everything that I know about manifestation. And I could see how that helped me so much. Like being in pure joy, doing it for fun. People could feel that in the audience. People could feel my love of the music that I was playing and my intention. And also my detachment, that there was no pressure on it, no expectations. That 100% helped me to just keep getting gigs. And so I learned a lot, about manifestation, but also about discernment and integrity. So all of a sudden, I was like working in nightlife, which was quite a shock to me. But I just wanted to keep going with the flow and what felt right and enjoying this opportunity to play and like learning more about myself. You know, it was such a whirlwind. But I learned so much more about discernment. Like it was really interesting to be in the club environment again. Like I used to party, and I've spoken about that before. I used to take drugs and all the stuff, like, you know, recreationally. To be in that scene and to, be around people that, you know, their healing journey hasn't started. If they're still using drugs or if they're using alcohol to numb, or I got to see people, some people being like quite desperate for gigs, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's their journey. But like, I could then see and feel the pressure they were putting onto their manifestation, which was also blocking them. Whereas I felt aware of my own detachment. I especially had to tap into like what felt right for me. So for example, I got invited to a lot of clubs, just flat out a lot of clubs. And some clubs just felt like the strongest no in my body. Like absolutely not. And I got invited to a lot of networking opportunities with clubs where they would invite the DJs and have like open decks, and you could meet other DJs and potentially the organizers. And I went to one of them, which was great. I felt called to that. It was fun. And then I got invited to like 4 others on one night. Maybe it was 3 other clubs on one night. And my body was just like, no, I don't need to go to, like, other people. Yes, if it's in alignment for them, there's no judgment here. But for me, it felt like, no, I don't need to be in those spaces. I don't need to meet those people right now. If I'm meant to play there, they will ask me. And then I'd have, you know, my logical brain being like, oh, but what if you can't get a gig because they don't know who you are or whatever? And then it was like, well, that's okay then, because that's right for me. Like, again, that detachment. So yeah, it was really interesting, like tapping into my body more than ever and figuring out what was right for me. Okay, let me check my little notes because I want to keep this concise. Okay, and then by listening to my body more often, I had so many other opportunities come up as well. So obviously I got into the DJ competition where we got 6 weeks of training, we got to perform. It literally launched my music career, so I'm forever grateful for that experience. Then I got into a music production course for free. And I literally was like, it would be fun to learn to produce music. Boom, get into a music production course. I seriously underestimated what's involved with that. Like, that course was hard, but then it was amazing. It was so amazing. It was so fun. And now I know the basics of music production. I could put a song together if I want to, and I will, but sometime next year. And I made incredible connections with that as well. So if anybody's listening to this and you want to learn about music production, Braden Zerkler does amazing online classes. I highly, highly recommend. He like teaches it in a structure that's super easy. Like, yeah, you really understand making music. Okay, got into a music production course. I then got into a human design course for free as well. Because I just said, I'd love to learn more about human design. Boom. Free course, free qualification. And some people, I don't know, they might say that that's not that big a deal, but this many opportunities just appearing out of thin air, yes, that is a fucking big deal. Yes, it is significant. No, it's not a coincidence. This is a reflection, like this is kind of why I really wanted to do this episode, a reflection of listening to my body, listening to my inner guidance, following my path, even when it doesn't make sense, and making requests of the universe as well, or like maybe not requests, but stating what I would like to experience, being detached, all these things, all these principles that I've been working on for so long. I really am feeling them like coming through so quick now. And I want to talk about it because I want to take you on this journey. So yeah, the music production course was amazing. I want to record an album next year. I have a concept album in my head, but I can also feel, again, in my body that it will happen at the right time. And there's a couple of steps that I'm moving through right now before I get onto that. But I don't feel any pressure because there's no rush and I can do it when it's right for me. This is going with my unique flow. Shout out to my own course that I taught last year, Flow Living. Well, it ended this year. Flow Living, I had 2 students in that. It changed their lives, it fucking changed my life. Like learning to go with the flow. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, I learned so much more about my energy this year, and especially with actually DJing, actually playing, actually performing. I realized how much of a difference it makes, like, yeah, simply the energy that you are in. So sometimes I went to a venue, let's say a bar, to play, and I was told to play like a strict brief, like to keep it at a certain tempo or to keep it at a really strict genre. Like one venue in particular, I was told to play classic disco only, under 124 BPM, like beats per minute. And I said, okay, like I'm pretty new, so it's totally fine for me to follow a brief. I cannot even begin to tell you how bad that that gig was. So I had prepared based on their brief, and then when I got there, they changed the brief. They wanted a totally different genre. They wanted tech house instead of classic disco. They told me to keep Beat Sync on. Beat Sync is like a computer system on the DJ decks that keeps the songs in time. But because I had classic disco, those older songs, they're not in a perfect time signature because they are recorded with real instruments, like real bands. So the beat sync fucked me up. Trying to keep the tempo, there was just so many factors. And then I just learned okay, I need to do what I want to do all the time. But as artistic choice. Now in regards to DJing, yes, there's a time and a place for a specific brief. Like if I go to a techno venue or a house venue, but I did learn if I'm not enjoying it, the audience is not enjoying it. And that comes across into literally every freaking avenue of life. If I'm not enjoying it, other people aren't enjoying it. So it just felt so good. If I don't want to make content, don't fucking make it, because then people will feel that. If I want to make a podcast and if I want to just talk about my year and review it as I am now, then great, do that, because people will feel that and they will feel drawn in. So that was cool. Yeah, and I think with that, I learned so much more about human design, with the energetics. I obviously studied human design, got a little certificate, which we love. And I learned about being a generator, responding to invitations. And so my strategy is to respond. So with everything that I'm presented, I can say yes or no. And essentially every time I say no, that means that I'll line up with something better. And this has been so beautiful. Like I love human design so much. It's really helped me. It's so helpful to know that there's never any loss. So if I'd said no to a gig or an opportunity because it didn't feel right, I actually do not lose anything. I do not lose the opportunity, because if it's not right for you, then if you force it, it won't work out properly. It won't feel good. It won't give you what you're looking for. And then when you say yes to the things that are right for you, like just being in the right place at the right time starts to happen, opportunities come through, all of these beautiful things. So in human design, if you're interested, I'm a 5-1. So the heretic and the investigator. I'm a generator. Yeah, my strategy is to respond. Sacral's my authority. I love it. I love it all. Okay, cool. Now I want to quickly look at an email that I sent out at the start of the year with my intentions, because I think it's crazy. Like I did so much more than I realized. So in this email that I sent out in January, I just said what I was working on in 2024. I said, I have intentions instead of goals. 1, I'm going deeper into mysticism and magic. I'm a portal to the spirit realm, and I'm committed to being grounded in this space. I fucking love this, because this year I felt like I actually clicked into this energetic mastery. And especially after Kundalini, I feel like I am connected to the spirit realm all the time. But now, like after Kundalini, integrating that into my body, it feels so grounded. Like my intuition is on all the time. I just feel so deeply connected to the divine, which is really beautiful. And obviously doing the in-person healing sessions and online as well, my readings and all of that. You know, I did readings at a festival, at Seven Sisters Festival. I just feel like it's so easy. It's such an innate part of me. And I guess I'm not denying the magic anymore. Like the magic is here and you can feel it. Secondly, I said, I talked about a program coming to talk about my psychic abilities. That didn't happen because I was like, I don't want to run any programs. But I have new offers coming, of course. I said, 3rd, I'm an artist and I view all of my creations as art. Fucking love this, did this, big tick, musician, more artistry, more creativity. It's changed how I view things. Love that. I talked about the Cosmic Batter podcast and having more guests on, and I did want to fly around the country to record more people. So the flying didn't happen, but I did have international guests, and I love every episode that I created. And I really love this year with Cosmic Batter that I didn't push it. I truly only recorded when it felt right, like in this moment. And I feel that my episodes are more significant. They're more potent. And like I said at the start, they might not be super concise, but I love a conversational podcast that has meaning. Like I don't really listen to podcasts that are just random chit chat, but I love a story with meaning. Anyway, I then said that things will be slow and easy because I choose to be successful and I get to choose how I live. I trust my magnetism and know less is more this year. Big fucking tick. I really stepped back and healing sessions, readings, and a couple of events, and then DJing. So this year was really fun for me and there was space. I did become very, very busy with music, but I created space to receive that experience. And I also said you can expect more in-person collaborations in 2024. I have many strong visuals of hosting in-person events and diving deeper into the healing space. Well, that was so true. I hosted the art workshop with Tinika. I hosted ecstatic dance with Tinika. I did in-person meditations, which I already mentioned. I played gigs. I played a couple of really big gigs as well. Yeah, fuck. I just love that. Like I'm actually in shock as like how my intentions came through. Anywho, let me see if I've missed anything because I feel like that might be all. Oh yeah, I just wanted to touch on like how many mirrors I saw this year. Oh my God, yeah, so many mirrors to myself and how far I've come. Like being in nightlife, I already mentioned I used to party, and now being in nightlife DJing, something I had asked for, a lifetime ago. Like when I was in my early 20s, I remember going to festivals and thinking it would be so fun to be involved in some way, shape, or form. But I was like, but I don't know anyone in the music industry. I don't know, like I could feel in my early 20s how distant I was from that experience. And at that time, I was still obviously ambitious and working hard and all these things, but like I had just come out of musical theatre, which I had let go. I had become a personal trainer, which I was really like focused on. But yeah, I was partying, and I remember with that group of friends, I just felt like we weren't really going anywhere. So the idea of being involved in a festival or something creative, it just felt not possible for me. So it was really beautiful to have that experience, but to also then be sober, to be completely sober in these environments and actually being there because I love the music. Again, such a reflection of how far I've come. Obviously, I've been pretty sober for a long time, but like to look back at early 20s to like I'm 29 now, nearly 30, that's really special. Also, this year being able to let go of things, that's been huge for me. If you know anything about human design, I have an open spleen center, which means that like we can sometimes struggle to let go of things. And this year, especially like after Kundalini and obviously other life experiences, I needed to cleanse and clear. I, cleared out my wardrobe, cleared out my computer. I cleared all the photos from my phone, deleted any excess, and then put all the photos from the past onto, like in a safe space online, like onto an online drive. So my phone at the start of this year had 0 photos on it. Maybe no one else cares, but that was a huge effort. So I had to cleanse everything. And I also gave away a box of festival items like clothing and going out outfits and really crazy artistic stuff that I had put together by hand. And I just thought, I might go to a festival again, but I'm never going to wear this stuff because it is the past. Because all of this stuff is just energetically connected to the past. And I let that go, said goodbye to the old festival Carla, and then boom, I'm like a techno DJ on stage. Crazy. I also became comfortable then with like letting go of friendships or connections. And also not necessarily just letting go of friendships, but like being okay with the energy of relationships changing. Because in the past, I still would hold on a little bit. Like if I had a friend in a certain, like we had a certain type of relationship, I would be a little bit attached to that and then maybe expect both of us to be available in a certain way. And this year with other people I met, I sort of learned to become, maybe I learned to feel the presence of my friends energetically and to not always need them to be physically there or contactable to feel that. And that has actually released so much pressure, both that I was putting on other people, but also on myself. So for example, when I was then DJing and in this competition and suddenly like extremely busy and really focused on something that mattered and there was a hard deadline, like once I started doing music, I didn't have the freedom that I had before in my healing work. And I just could not hold space for my friends as I was before. It was really hard to contact me. Even for me, I had no brain space to like reply to messages or check all my messages or all these things. And then I could feel like I missed, my healing friends or my spiritual friends. Like I missed that sort of community because I was all of a sudden in nightlife, which was also like so different. And I had to be like, all of those friends are still there. They're not going anywhere. And also, I am still energetically here for all of my friends, even if I can't physically reply to them. And it might sound like not much, but being able, again, just to release that pressure has been such a game changer and taken, just the pressure off. Having to always be everywhere doing everything. And it's definitely created more space, for what's right for me and what I need for my energy and to rest and learning what I need to recharge. And I feel like this is so important. I can literally feel it as my capacity expands, especially with my work, like learning to hold more people and showing up in a different way. You know, it's like when you get to the next level, you can't show up as you did in the past, especially if you're available to more people. Like, as more people interact with my work, I'm not going to be as reachable for everybody. You know, still contactable, like still open. I still want to chat with everybody. But yeah, just like getting comfortable with that next level that's coming. Yeah, okay, oh my God. I learned so much about reality transurfing, like traveling on different lifelines and consciously choosing those lifelines. I think I spoke about that like 2 episodes ago where I said, what do you really want? Because that intention is driving you. But I got to, again, live and breathe that in nightlife. And I have one really great example. So I made friends with this beautiful person who was already DJing in the industry. We sort of teamed up. We wanted to create our own techno event to support women and the queer community as well. We wanted to support people that are underrepresented in the scene. So we teamed up. We decided to throw this techno event. It was all happened so fast. I had to coordinate things. I got us on the radio. I got a videographer involved. Like, I learned about working as a team and communication. I learned what I'm good at, and I had to go. Like, it happened so fucking fast. So I had to go to get this event on. And we sold out the event, which is amazing. We sold 100 tickets. And I got to DJ. I got to play with my friends came. Like, it was really beautiful to throw this event. But yeah, it was fucking hard. And I was saying kind of the whole way through, I would prefer to focus on community and connection and the energy behind it. And I really believe like people can feel that. They can feel the intention. And I was never as attached to it being at a club or the clubbing side of it. Anyway, we did our event, and then 2 days later, my beautiful friend like asked me to leave the project that we had started together. And there were several reasons behind that. It was extremely painful in the moment because I had poured my heart and soul into this. But I sat with it after and I thought, you know, is this particular event, that avenue, actually on a lifeline that I want to be on? I've said this whole time, I don't care about nightlife. I'm not trying to make it as a famous DJ in the club. Do I actually want to be involved with that? Or have I even manifested this experience where I can now let that go? And it was still painful because it was unexpected, but I was able to process that so much faster to be like, I don't actually want to be on that lifeline. And I know the lifeline that I'm on is better for me and a higher path where I can do music without nightlife or, you know, create my own music and artistry. And I don't need to run events. I don't want to run club events. So again, this year, just actually applying and living and breathing what I know about reality creation. And so with that, I do want to share, in throwing that event in particular, like I said, I learned so much about myself. And it was really cool because doing that event, my friend, she sort of organized the venue and the equipment, and her partner then did our social media. She was just a natural. So she just took over the social media. She was making memes and videos. And then I got to say, okay, well, what do I want to do in the running of this business or this collaboration? And I realized, yeah, how good I am at organization, at bringing people together, at setting the intention, at treating like the DJs and the videographers, treating people really professionally, because of my, years in business, and how much of a difference that makes for people wanting to be involved. I also could see the big vision, our original vision, which sort of changed after our first event. But I could see this really big vision, and then I knew how to build a really big brand if I wanted to. I just, like I mentioned, I got us on the radio. I realized I actually did have contacts for things. I could get shit done. I knew how to get people involved to co-create the experience. And that was probably one of my best learnings of this whole year, realizing like I actually fucking know what I'm doing, that I am incredible at business. You know how I said at the start of this episode, I sort of doubted myself. I am super talented at business, especially the energetics, getting things to work for you in a way that is aligned for you, your own unique path, your own unique version of success. It was so cool to experience that and learn that about myself. So I think now I can just talk about what I'm expecting to do next year in 2025. And typical, I'm almost at 45 minutes. I do not know how to be concise with podcasts. But in 2025, I want to come back now to my absolute love of business, but now with that backing that I have with my healing work and my intuitive work. I want to teach more about reality creation specifically, how to consciously create your reality, how to move along those lifelines to draw what you want into you. No more chasing, no more fighting for what you want, no more fighting to prove yourself, no more doing what other people say you should do, like just doing what is right for you and drawing in that reality. I've lived and breathed it. Like I'm so excited to teach on this. And I'm ready now to share teachings that are, I think the term is evergreen. I don't know, so I just created some journal prompts, 11 questions to elevate and embody a higher frequency. Now, I wrote those questions for myself because next year I want to receive more and open up to more events with more people. So I was like, what do I need to do to support myself to be able to hold that space? And I came up with these questions. I thought, damn, these are fucking good. I'm going to share them. And I now feel that this is something I can offer forever. Which in the past, like I would make things, but I just kept evolving in a way that I didn't want to keep my old stuff on display. But now these new questions, I can feel that like I can have them available forever and they're always going to be relevant and powerful. Right, anyway, so yes, next year, more business, more reality creation, sharing things that will last. I want to record more of my teachings and put them online as well. And yeah, as I said, I want to do more events. So I have Surge, the reality creation workshop on February 2nd, which if you're in Melbourne, you need to be there. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But I definitely see more collaborations, more ecstatic dance. I just did an ecstatic dance event and it was incredible. It was so beautiful. It was so fun to DJ. We sold 18 tickets. I think we had 16 people there. I hosted it with Tinika. It was fun, beautiful, transformative, playful, joyous, all these things. So we're going to do that again. I see myself doing business masterclasses with other friends in business, like with our understanding of magnetism, alignment, all these wonderful things. And it just all lines up so perfectly because we have had a massive shift as a collective as well. we have come out of Pluto and Capricorn, which was all hierarchies and systems and action-based and more masculine energy. And now we have Pluto in Aquarius, which is more magnetism, alignment, feminine, flow, drawing things to you instead of chasing. So this is exactly what I'm going to be teaching on next year. And I feel so much more grounded now in my overall offerings. Like my healing sessions, my readings, like business sessions with me are like my foundation. I feel that they're still very affordable, but I only see a couple of people per week. So that works really well for me. And I feel like I have that physical presence with people. I'm here doing the work. And like I said, the healing work also keeps me sane. Like it feels good for me to hold space for people. But then I have space in my weeks to create these bigger events, to do more in-person work that's more transformational, you know? And it's so different to what I used to do. I used to be like, okay, I need to make X amount of money. So I'm going to create a program that's $3,000. And to do that, I'm going to do a paid masterclass for $50. And to do that, I'm going to do a free workshop online. And before that, I'm going to post every day about this program, and then it'll tie together. And like everything was just so manufactured and like forced. And now it's just like, oh, what do I want to do? What feels good to me? And I've still been conscious and intentional about what I'm designing. I still have like various levels of offers to be available to different people. I have my free stuff, I have my podcast, I have content. I'm giving away these journal prompts for free, and then you can book a session, like then you can come to an in-person workshop. So there's still these levels, but now I have freedom. Now I can teach whatever I want. My teachings can change and evolve. I get to do stuff in person. I get to do stuff when I want to do it. I have space to create music. I have space to create an album if I want to. And even though I'm doing these different things, healing work, readings, business, ecstatic dance, even though I'm doing that, people also know who I am. Because I'm grounded in doing what I want to do and my purpose and my intention, it's clear to my audience. It's not confusing, the different things that I offer. It's not confusing. Like people know who I am. They know what I do. It makes sense because it's embodied. So that's everything. It's been an amazing year. So much adventure, so much fun, so much learning about myself, putting myself out there, taking risks, and coming back to myself in many ways. So I'm excited for next year. It'll be a big level up in my teachings and in the way that I show up as well. I know how I'm going to elevate things, so you might just have to wait and see. Anyway, if you've loved this episode, please send me a message. You can drop a comment on YouTube. I do get back to my comments here at the moment. So yeah, make sure you come back and check if you leave a comment here. Because like so many people leave comments on YouTube, I reply and then I feel like they just don't see them. So anyway, you can message me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Like I'm across the different platforms. Instagram is still my favorite platform though. You can book a healing session with me or a reading for the end of the year. I'll have these will probably continue to be available, but I specifically am offering them over like December and January. I also have, for this time period, a business magnetism accelerator package available. That's 3 sessions. We will go through your human design, which means essentially how your energy functions, the best way for you to make decisions, to tap into your body, to understand your path and your purpose, and then how that applies to your business with marketing, getting things done, prioritizing. Human design is super powerful. And then there's 2 other sessions. Obviously, we'll talk about your business, what you want to achieve, clearing away old stuff, distractions, anything that's been holding you back, and setting your business up for magnetism acceleration in 2025. So like being able to make more money, reach more people, to be really clear on your path and what you do, all of those beautiful things. So the Business Magnetism Accelerator, it's 3 sessions, and then there's a little discount as well. And of course, as I already mentioned, I have Surge, the reality creation workshop and timeline jump on the 2-2 portal. Okay, so I know that's kind of a lot of words, but Surge is an in-person workshop if you are in Melbourne. It's on Sunday, February 2nd. The 2-2 portal, right, February 2nd, is really powerful because it's a combination of creative energy and planning energy, like getting shit done. So by teaching about reality creation on this day together, like with other people, writing out your intentions, getting clear on where you're going, and I'll be teaching how to like harness universal energies to support you. It's going to be a powerful fucking day, essentially. And so, yeah, there'll be strategy and business like action, but there'll also be this element of magic. Because I'm going to teach you, how to apply these principles to your life to make your life so much easier, to move faster with your manifestations while also slowing down. Okay, again, this class is going to be all about drawing that highest timeline to you, having it be here right now, like your dream life here right fucking now. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. How to live and breathe it right now. No chasing. Okay, and there's a timeline jump. What I mean by this is that we are going to essentially shift realities into a reality where what you desire is already happening and taking place. The simple way to explain this is that it's a frequency thing. So it just, you get all these tools, you set your intentions, you take action and stuff, you align your frequency with a timeline or a life path where that's already happening, already taking place. It's like typical standard normal goal setting, but far more powerful. And you will feel the difference when we do the timeline jump. I did a timeline jump, I think at the end of 2023. And then it's been this fucking year with music and healing and business and this explosion of like abundance. So Surge, if you want to join me, like click the link below. As always, all my offers are in my link tree or whatever. Whatever link is available, just click that or find me on Instagram. You can book a session, you can buy tickets to Surge, the workshop. If you want to come to Surge as well, there is an early bird ticket available until January 19th. So if you want it to be a little bit more affordable, get your ticket quickly. It's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be the first of many. Okay, but also there are limited spaces. So like, if you want to come, don't miss out. Okay, beautiful. Please let me know if you have any questions. Share anything that you relate with in the comments below. I hope you had a magical 2024. I hope you're excited for 2025. I'm so fucking keen for this next level of abundance, this energetic mastery, which I feel like, it's really clicked for me this year. And thank you again for being here with me on this journey. I hope you have, a wonderful holidays, and I'll see you in the new year. I love you all so much. Thank you. Bye.